Hey parceros, welcome to the capital of Colombia. Bogotá is well over 500 years, a fascinating melting pot of history and culture and architecture. It's undergoing a constant transformation. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a project that's part of that transformation. It's located right up this way. Let's go. Nothing like an afternoon tinto in the historical center of Bogotá. La Candelaria is ground zero for tourism in this city. There's the Gold Museum, the Botero Art Gallery, as well as Monserrate, a bunch of other museums and galleries to check out. But the real attraction of this location is that on every corner there are 1,000 stories. There are so many nooks and crannies to explore. It's undergoing constant renovation. We're seeing a lot of investment by the city to improve the sidewalks and public spaces. A lot is happening towards the south of La Candelaria, where there's the Plaza Bolívar and the Presidential Palace. The project that I'm going to show you today is a couple blocks up this way. Let's continue, shall we? So this street is going to get a lot of the investment by the city in terms of the transformation. I think this is right where it's all going down in La Candelaria. And what do we have here? Airbnb. You guys know I'm looking for Airbnb friendly investments. Today I'm with the team from Akorn Arquitectos who are sponsoring this video to present more La Primera.
Very much.
All right, so we have Jon.
Nice
How's
to
it
have
going?
you again.
Thank you. All right, Ezekiel, how's it going? All right, good, thank you.
Wait, safety first.
Of course, let's do it.
Is the biggest residential development in the historic district in Bogotá.
The residential units are part of an investment offering where you're offering direct titled ownership of the property and the flexibility to rent out these properties short term, so less than 30 days, which is difficult to find and license in Colombia.
Just the fact to have a building with elevators, with parking lots, is such a special feature because you're located, and remember that, in the main touristic attraction in the city, which is almost all composed of colonial houses which you cannot develop from scratch. And so this is a very special site which we developed into a very special building with the same business model as our Morph brand, which consists, as you mentioned, of owning directly the property with the features of short-term rentals. We mostly aim for locations that will have scarcity forever in neighborhoods that are renovating and are upcoming.
Nice, so 75 residential units, 6 commercial units. Can we take a look?
Sure, let me show you around.
Inside one of the model apartments here. Who has this property been designed for, and what are the projections financially?
Well, Sam, you have to first remember that La Candelaria is the only touristic attraction, the only true touristic attraction you have in Bogotá. Well, the Morph concept has an idea of charging half of the price of an equivalent hotel and delivering for that half of the price twice as much as an equivalent hotel. So what you find here is a one-bedroom apartment with 2 complete bathrooms, plus the kitchen and some cleaning space. And we're going to charge half as a traditional hotel nearby, which in this particular size means $65 or $70 a night. And that's basically the 2 main inputs for a 10% cap rate a year for the investor, for the buyer.
The security of an investment in real estate is determined by how well it's able to repurpose for the market.
Some of the comparables got hit by COVID and it was harsh on them. In our particular business model, you can always maneuver into middle stays, monthly stays for students, for politicians, or even long-term stays. And since in this particular neighborhood, scarcity is the standard, there's not so many projects offering residential units, then long-term rentals are in itself a very nice business model.
So it sounds like there's going to be a mix of international tourists as well as local students, government, business. I think that's part of the magic of living in the center, is that you've got this melting pot of all of these different people.
Alright, so as you can see, all of the units will have a view either to the city, in which case you can see the Congress, the church, the president's house, the courts, and then the skyline of Bogotá, which is beautiful, with all the skyscrapers. Mm-hmm. And the other ones will have the view of the mountain. So you can see there's Monserrate, there's Guadalupe, and Barrio Egipto Church. It's pretty nice the way the views help the project work.
I mean, this is where you can see the fusion of 500 years of history, of culture from all over Colombia being located right in the heart of this. Just, I don't know, it adds the extra special meaning to your experience, and walking through these streets gives you context to what you're living. Okay, so does it each, so how many parking units are there available?
Each unit has a private parking space, some of them 2, and we're actually going to operate those as a public parking business for additional revenue.
Okay, all right. Well, speaking of revenue, let's talk investment. Some of these units are available for investment?
Yeah, very much, but let's have a drink first.
Sounds good to me. De una.
De una, parcero.
De una, parceros. Vamos. Salud.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Welcome to Morph 95.
Thank you. This is your flagship building. 120 units. You've got 80% occupancy here. We're in the north of Bogotá. What's been the key to your success in managing this project?
We've been doing great, to be honest. After COVID, we decided to mix a middle stay concept with the Airbnb, and also the aesthetics, the quality of the architecture we delivered. I think it's been really appreciated by the guests.
Let's talk about the investment in Morph La Primera. I've got a few questions. I'm sure everyone out there does too. So what is currently available inside the project for investment?
We have 8 units left, meaning the apartments, and then some shops in the first stories. They will own directly the property with a public deed that will be celebrated. And then the license to rent those units as Airbnb properties will be given through the Homeowners Association documents, which is completely legal in the current law.
Can the investors decide who gets to manage their property?
Yeah, definitely. What we've been doing here at Morph 95, it's been working great. Basically, the concept is we as the developers own a management company, but then give the freedom for each investor to decide whether or not they want to work with us. And we do not have any contract with a long-term permanency for the investor. So it gives them a lot of freedom for them to decide whether or not they want to pay us the fee if we're doing the job in a good manner, or a third party.
In terms of payments, what are the current payment options?
I mean, we will deliver the project by December, so we have financial closure. We do not need the money to finish the project. So then it will depend more on the investor's capacity, if they want any debt or not. So we'll be fine if they decide to pay, let's say, 10% with a down payment and then a 90% loan. We're fine with that.
Okay.
If they want to pay cash, of course, we're fine with that.
So what are the listing prices on these units, and what rental returns can they be expecting?
Yeah, the cheapest unit is around 450 million, and then that will go up to, let's say, 650 million. Of course, only the apartments, not the shops.
If you have any other comments or questions, leave them down below or send either of us an email. Be in touch. Take care. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. All right, that wraps up this video. I hope you've enjoyed this project overview. We're hunting for lifestyle investments, and Morph La Primera fits the bill. I've taken you to the edge of La Candelaria, an area which is constantly transforming over 500 years. It's ground zero for tourism. I've shown you inside the project what the apartment looks like, what the entire project is going to look like, what the vision is, and I've sat down with the developers to talk about what are the specifics of the investment. If you'd like to see the full interview that I did with Yaren, you can click the link in the description to see the entire video. I'll send you information as well. I've had a lot of fun staying in their Morph 95 project. It's given me a chance to see in detail what their finishings are like, as well as what their property administration is, what their customer service is like. As we know, that is one of the most key pieces to this entire investment. It's going to determine how passive this investment is and what are the returns that this investment is going to make. So I can certainly vouch for the quality of their finishings and property management. I'm excited to see how Morph La Primera checks out. Until the next video, make sure you're on my newsletter. That's where I'm curating these investments that provide a cash flow element as well as a lifestyle element. We're looking at investments that allow us to live internationally and enjoy life as we're building a portfolio of passive income generating investments. So newsletter.sammiller.life. I'll also leave a link in the description as well. Until the next video, embrace your fears, because they only define and limit the dreams that you may not have even imagined yet. And I invite you to create a new future now. See you in the next one.